to my channel. If you've been watching my videos and been supporting throughout this time, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This series, if you are not familiar, is one that is very near and dear to my heart. And I get really candid and honest about my experiences and the things that I have been dealing with and things like that. So, well, the title of this video is My Therapist Told Me I'm Not Too Much. And this topic today really is important to me because there's so much that, like, I've experienced, just like me as a black woman, from being a little black girl to now being a black woman, and just all the phases of my life. I have experienced a lot, and some trauma as well that has definitely contributed to this mindset of me being too much. Like I said, this episode is called My Therapist Told Me I'm Not Too Much. But honestly, if that's true, why have so many people made me feel like I am? And like, that's so real. Like, why have so many people made me feel like I am too much? Whether I'm being called extra or a crybaby, I'm being super emotional or argumentative, hard to deal with, just even being called crazy. Like, why does it feel like every time I fully show up as myself, it tends to push people away? And this is honestly something that, like, I've actively been dealing with and just, like, exploring as far as, like, learning about myself and things like that. So, I don't have all the answers, and I don't ever want to portray like I do, but I'm figuring it out just like other people figured it out, I found, as I've become more of myself, that I don't want to be put in a box. Like, I don't like any relationship, friendship, or anything that makes me feel like I can't be myself. Anyone who knows me, and this also goes into it, I feel like people don't genuinely know me, who I truly am. There may be like one person outside of my mom that like may know me fully, and that's my cousin. Like, but as someone who learned that vulnerability is like a no-go, this mindset kind of reinforces that, and I try to like let people in. But I'm not gonna lie, when people disappoint you, it makes you not want to do it anymore. Like, I don't understand how, we're told, or we're encouraged to be vulnerable in relationships and stuff like that, and people take your vulnerability and use it against you. And this is not meant to instill any fear in anyone or anything like that. I'm just really processing and learning myself. So you can take what I say with a grain of salt, because I don't have it figured out, and I never want to act like I'm living life and I have it all figured out. I am someone that am very, very, very all over the place. But I love that about myself, because me not putting myself in a box allows me to experience so much and just have so many lessons that I've learned, and many ways that I can grow. I'm not even the same person that I was a month ago. So like, at this very moment, whenever you stumble across this video, who knows who I am at that point? Like, I am someone that changes daily because I am open to changing. I'm not stuck in my ways or anything like that. Like, I am so open to receiving feedback. I'm so open to, just being a little bit better than I was the day before. And I feel like that's like a very isolating type of mindset to have. And I feel like sometimes it makes me seem like I'm too much. Like, I'm a very dynamic person, and I spent a lot of years of my life hiding that fact of myself. I spent a lot of years of my life playing it life very small. I was very much a side character in my own life. And within the past few years, maybe like the past like 3-ish years or so, I've really been focused on becoming more of the main character in my life, and I have never felt more like myself. And I actually, this is like me really being vulnerable right now. I actually had a moment where I cried because I felt like I was losing everything around me. Like my relationships were failing, my friendships were failing, like school was stressing me out. I just really hit like this almost like rock bottom of like, I feel so much like myself, and if me being myself has now like has sacrificed everything that I love, is it worth it? And that was like a moment that I was really having with myself. But as I continued to sit and journal through it and just talk through it, I realized me being more of myself, it would cripple me to have to go back to who I was. To have to mask who I am, to have to hide the things that I love and that I'm interested in, to not be able to be as expressive as I am, to not be able to just have the ability to just love things out loud that I love, that are quirky, that are just so unique to me. Like I love the color pink, and for a long time I wouldn't buy anything pink because someone told me that it was fake, that me being girly was fake. And that made me like, I can't believe that that's like what people are perceiving of me. And that really hurt me to my core. And, you know, a lot of this goes into like knowing yourself. And, you know, I am a human being. I experienced a lot of trauma very early on in my life. So my self-identity was very skewed very early. And because I dealt with a lot of things privately at such a young age, they weren't addressed properly. Let's just say that. They didn't get the chance to be addressed properly. But as I've grown and I've just become more unapologetically myself, I think it has allowed me to be okay with being by myself. And I think, honestly, that's the part that genuinely scares me the most, is that I am so okay with being by myself. I'm so okay with, like, not having friends, but I still want those things. Like, I would be a liar to say that I don't want community. I don't want relationship with others, but I want those things because people enjoy being around me. I don't want those things because of what I do for people, or that I'm just always the loyal person, or I'm the person that always shows up. I'm the person you can always rely on. I'm the person that, you know, if nobody will do it, I'll do it. Or I'm the person that self-sacrifices. I'm the person that knows how to cheer you up in every moment. I'm the person that knows how to do this and how to do that. And it's just like, I don't want to be loved for what I do. I want to be loved for who I am. I want to be loved because I make people laugh. I want to be loved because I like to dance and be silly and goofy, and I like to sing and just be eccentric and just, yeah. I want to be loved for me just being myself, breaking out into musical songs, knowing lore of songs, and just knowing things. I want to be loved for that. I don't want to be loved for what I provide other people or what I do for other people. I don't want to be loved for being a decent human being. Like, I don't want to be loved for the performance. I don't want to be loved for that. I want to be loved because I'm just meant to be loved. And when I talk about love, I'm not saying romantically, because I feel like you can receive love in different forms, but like this is like romantic, platonic, romantic relationships, platonic relationships, just being a sister, a daughter, things like that. Like, I'm kind of sick of being the person to call when shit hits the fan. Like, I'm sick of being that person that when nobody else shows up, you know I'll be there. Or I'm the person that's gonna bring the people in, or I'm the person that can direct you to resources. I'm the person that can get you to where you want to go. It's always what I can do for someone else. But like, what about just the fact that I'm me? What about the fact that like I just love breads and you love that about me? Or the fact that like I like to read and I just know a lot of things. When did our love for other people just always equate to what they do and how they show up for us? Because I don't love people. The people that I don't love them for what they do for me. It's never about that. I love the things that I love most in the people that I love is how they are themselves. Because people like that create safe spaces for me to continue to be more of myself. And I think that's like kind of I kind of took a tangent, went off on a tangent. But it all relates, because it's like, if I can't be myself in any relationship that I have, why am I in relationship with you? I don't want to feel like I have to minimize myself after I've worked for years to get out of that. I had to fight a lot of thoughts. I had to fight myself and get out of my own way to be able to just allow myself to be seen. I was somebody who wouldn't even go to the grocery store. Okay? Like, I have come so far that just the sheer thought of having to like even remotely go back to who I was, I'd rather be by myself. I'd rather not be in relationship. If that's what it takes for me to be in relationship with others, there's no point in me being in a relationship with others. And I think that's like a very sobering feeling sometimes, or just a thought to have. And this is like me being very candid and honest. Like, I think it's very hurtful, and what I'm experiencing in this like new era of my life, of me being myself and me being more open and more vulnerable, is that not everybody gets it. And I have to get over that part of it, is that like, you can be yourself completely and it still doesn't mean that people are going to resonate with you. And that's okay. You know, like, I always thought like, okay, once I start to accept myself, like, there's no way other people won't accept me. But it's like, they're going to accept you whether you're yourself or not. Or they're not going to accept you whether you're yourself or not. But it's like, it's just the name of the game. Like, a lot of times people don't even accept themselves. So why would you look to be accepted by anyone? And I struggled with this for a while, because I tell my therapist this all the time. Like, I tell her, like, I just want to be in community with my people. And it's like, I feel like I don't even know if they exist at this point. Like, I don't know the spaces that I need to be in anymore that can connect me with those people. I don't know. I feel like I have tried a lot of things and I'm not defeated. I'm just taking a step back to like reevaluate, because I don't, I just genuinely don't like the rejection. And this is something I've talked about before, like how I struggle with rejection. It's real. Like, it's real. It happens. And there are people that struggle with rejection. Um, I'm not a perfect person. I'm human, and I have very human experiences. And rejection is just one of those things that really, really, it affects me in a different way, or genuinely, like, it affects me very deeply. Maybe that's more appropriate to say. It affects me very, very deeply. And um we'll get into that one day, like when I really touch into my traumas and like my life and stuff like that. But that feeling of being rejected for not being yourself, okay, that makes sense. But like when you're rejected for being yourself after you weren't yourself for a long time, there's a thought that like kind of comes up, at least it did for me, and it's just like, dang, I did all this work to be myself and people still don't like me. Like, what the heck? Like, it's a really weird feeling to have. But one of my affirmations that I say to myself, and my therapist told me in the very beginning of me starting therapy, she said, you cannot say affirmations if you don't believe them to be true in your life. If they are not true for you, it's a waste of time. But the affirmation that I like to repeat to myself in these moments is that, like, I don't need anyone to choose me because I always choose myself. And so even though, like, rejection is hard for me and things like that are very, very hard for me, I still consistently choose myself. So my message to you all is, no matter what happens, always choose yourself.